Big Al simply says Joe.
Joe Mama says
Joe.
live. See. Oh, looks like we're live.
Are we now?
Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom.
Scored.
Yeah. Hold on. Music. There we go.
Welcome to the stream. We got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna be playing a game in the background. Hi, my name's Golden.
I'm Squid Hat, or Humble Squid. You know me, I'm on all the streams.
Oh, Toku Society.
Hey, Squid, are you streaming on VPN again?
Am I? No.
I saw it. Okay, I saw it slow for a little bit.
Sorry, my mic was turned off. I'm Cooper, I'm the resident Brit, and I'm sick with a cold, as per usual.
Awesome. Okay, I think that.
Okay, I think it was because
just...
I think I was uploading the TikTok saying we're live. I think
awesome.
Okay, I'm turning off Wi-Fi on my iPad. We're good.
We're not going to repeat the last stream.
Yeah, I was streaming on a VPN. I'm sorry that last stream was poopy garbage because of that. What's the name of the song? It is Queer Kaiju's cover of the King Kong vs. Godzilla theme. Check out Queer Kaiju stuff. Kweer Kaiju. You know how to spell that one.
Let's see.
Yeah, so I have the checklist of all the Godzilla news that just came out for us to talk about. There's a lot. But first, newest movie that's gonna come out next year.
In less than a year now.
Yeah.
Reportedly, they've already finished principal photography. They're now already in post.
Yeah, so it's going to be directed by Takashi Yamazaki, who notably directed Always 2, which featured Godzilla in CG, Space Battleship Yamato, which I believe was also a Toho film, that's just so he did a remake of it, anime films like Lupin the Third the First, and live-action anime adaptations like Parasite, or manga adaptations more. So that's telling me that I think we're getting a CG Godzilla again. I'm fine with it. Shin looked great. But we're probably not going to get a suit.
I've come to accept that at this point.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Shin looked great. As long as you have like the good direction, like when they decided that, hey, even though Shin's CG, we want him to look like rubber. Like, as long as you have good direction like that, I feel like you can avoid the uncanny valley stuff.
Yep. The rumours that this film will be set in the 1940s appear to be true, which opens up some very interesting options regarding storytelling, setting, and sort of themes that are going to be played out. Also opens up quite a few questions as to how Godzilla is going to be depicted in this film, and how Japan is going to be depicted in this film.
Yeah, so you had your theory about what might happen, but I was just thinking now... So, like, in the original Godzilla starts as, like, the legend for the Odo Islanders. What if we get kind of more, like, a mythological take on Godzilla this time?
Yeah, like a, sort of almost like a yokai Godzilla in a way.
Yeah, I would super be into that. And I do see other people saying, like, we're getting GVK in 2024 also. Yeah, we're gonna talk about those news a little bit later once we clear all the current news. But, Koopa, if you want to share what your theory was about what they might do.
So my theory for this is obviously because the rumours are that this is going to be set in the late 1940s, this will obviously be during the Allied occupation of Japan. So there will be no JSDF, there will be no nuclear plants for Godzilla to attack, because nuclear energy didn't hit Japan until 1965. In this case, it really does beg the question, where's Godzilla going to come from? While I think the idea of a supernatural Godzilla is pretty cool, we could go for a mythological approach, I don't think they're going to do what GMK did and have him be a spirit of the war. So maybe what could have spawned him this time, and this would be very politically charged, maybe it could be the two nukes. But the thing that could be quite interesting here as well is we might get the East versus West discourse was played out, because obviously in an Allied-occupied Japan without a military, who's going to defend the nation? The Allies, the Americans, the British, maybe even the Russians and the Australians. You never know. It's going to be interesting.
Australians looking at Godzilla like, this is a normal-sized lizard.
Yeah. It's fine, we can handle this.
But yeah, so I know I was joking before the stream that this might be the Puppet Master 3 of Godzilla movies, because just joy of watching big iconic character taking out societal enemies of the time.
Thanks for the $5, Gojiragon. The G is vaguely in the shape of Gojira with 2 spines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think it's stylistically made to look like that.
We might
By the
play
way,
Battle Line.
yeah.
We talked about it, so I have an app emulator, so I might be doing that at some point.
Gonna have to find a way to hack in all the units, though. 'Cause-
I'll just use the $11 I make off of TikTok every 60 days.
to maybe have a chance at getting one that you want.
Yeah. I didn't know he could do the dance in this game. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's so funny.
Did we have anything else to say about the new Godzilla movie before we move onto the next bit of news?
I can't wait for it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm
I
looking
hope we
forward to
get
it.
to
whatever,
see kind
whatever
of a
it looks like.
styled Godzilla in this one, because it would seem a bit out of place to go for something more out there, given the more grounded setting this time. So, yeah, maybe we'll get like a Showa-esque Godzilla this time around.
That would be good. So, moving on to the next thing, Gigabash.
Oh yes.
Yay.
Yeah, we'll definitely be playing it. I see some questions in chat. We played it when it was in its beta demo form, and the devs hopped in chat. It was really cool. I had a lot of fun. So we'll definitely be playing it when the Godzilla stuff drops. But that's crazy to me. Sorry for the late... Oh, thank you for the $5, Tarb Tano. Sorry for the late message. Reported to be a period set piece in the 40s and 50s. What would you want out of a G film set in that period? I feel like Shin really shined with when it went into like kind of like political landscape. So I feel like the political landscape of that time is super interesting, and to put a monster in that setting, I think would work very well.
It is quite a fascinating time because, of course, this is pre-economic miracle. This is like the assets bubble, the rise to the like economic power. It's interesting. This represents Japan at a very crucial snapshot in their history. So it would be interesting to see how they replicate it here.
Yeah, but so Gigabash. So we know Godzilla for sure, but then 3 more monsters. Let's blindly speculate. Who do y'all want?
I'm not going to
Godzilla.
say who I want, but I'm going to say it's going to be Mothra, Ghidorah, and Mechagodzilla. They prompted the tweet with like, it's who do you want? And it's like, it's going to be that because those are the big 5.
Yeah.
It would, as if there was any choice.
Yeah, like that's the most likely, but like sky's the limit.
But you know, who do you want?
Everyone in chat who's seen me on other streams knows that Zilla is always my choice for things, of my number 1, because I love Zilla. I think I would say second choice would be Megalon, and third choice would be Orga.
Yeah.
I hope we see Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar.
That would be
I
nice.
mean, I think, as much as it's probably going to be the big 3, I think Gigan, being that is his 50th anniversary this year, Megalon 50th anniversary next year, and Jet Jaguar 50th anniversary also next year, I think they all have good chances. Like, less than the big 3, but like very good chances this year.
Definitely.
I mean,
Rodan,
Gigan and
that
Megalon would
nice.
be my choices as well.
Oh, nice. Look at this. Thanks for the $20, Gojiragon. Here's more money for you guys because I love you guys' work. Thanks, keep it up. Thoughts on O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s idea for a Monarch series?
We're going to get to it. That's actually in my list of news we're going to cover. So, very, very excited about I liked what I saw from that, but we'll get to that more. But thank you for the $20 so much. So yeah, it seems like we're kind of united in who we want, but also who we realistically think is going to be in it. I think Mechagodzilla might squeak in over Mothra or Rodan, though. Because Mecha G just got a thing.
Says Golden, give us Gigan out of context.
God. It's just a sexy Gigan statue for 30 minutes. So, other small bit of news.
Two monsters? Whoa. I'm sorry, that's rare. Go ahead.
Other bit of small news, there's not really much for us to talk about. Godzilla Island's getting an official translation, which is kind of crazy to me.
Job.
I'm so sorry.
I won't be able to do the subs anymore.
God.
Finally, you should all get to experience the majesty that is Super Special Space Godzilla High Grade Type 2.
The best version of Space Godzilla.
God.
You know he's a good one because he's not just super special, he's high grade Type 2.
I like Pink Hedorah.
Oh yes, Neo Hedorah.
But yeah, so that's kind of all the news on that. It's going to be released on their YouTube channel. We have to make sure someone downloads it because they love taking their stuff down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But besides that, O'Shea Jackson's Godzilla pitch. I said his name like terrible the first time around. I think the concept art for it is really cool. I haven't talked about like my opinions on it publicly because my first thoughts on it were like, oh neat, when I saw it, because it's the script cover and then two really cool pieces of concept art that I would love to see in like some animated form. My thought is, because he's been pitching this actively for 5 years, him posting it out there very much reads to me as it's his last shot before he moves on to other projects. And he's hoping like there's some type of generated interest, but you know, maybe. I'm hoping, like, because the concept art's cool, and if it doesn't happen, I hope he releases the pitch Bible, because from that art, and it looks like a society worshipping Biollante, which I think is really cool, because I've always wanted to see her as, like, a Mother Earth figure. I think that could really work. And Cretaceous the Hunted, we did play City Shrouded in Shadow. The highlights are on Wikizilla 2.
Yes, and they are a blast to watch.
Wikizilla Extra, yeah. But yeah, what were y'all's thoughts on... There's very little information because it is just the front page of the script and the art. Any like specific opinions from y'all about that pitch?
I just want a log line, because anyone can say, oh, Godzilla and Gigan and Mechagodzilla and whoever else is in it. But like any fan could say that. But I want like a log line. What is it about? You know, because like that's all I really want.
The most I think he's revealed is that it would be about the G team from King of the Monsters.
That's what I can infer from the title of it, but he never said that.
It's like there's not a lot of information, but the art is really good, and if that indicates direction of the show, I think that would be neat.
We will see.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, just because when it gets to the Twitter point, it's like, to compare it to something else, Don Mancini, creator of Child's Play, was pitching Freddy versus Chucky for years, but now he just brings it up in interviews to be like, this might happen. Hopefully Universal and WB will talk to each other, which he both knows they won't, and he's openly said that's going to be a thing that keeps it from happening. So when it reaches that point, it's like very low chance, unless they like put out something that makes studios just give them like the key to the city, basically. Golden is playing right now.
Yeah. I got a PS4 capture card set up. Anyways, other news?
Yes. So next, I closed my list because I was pulling up the pitch. Whoops. I'm opening it now. So the two Gigan short films, one of which vaguely implies that Junior is the kaiju in versus Gigan Rex.
They don't outright say it, but I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, we can't take it as official yet, but it is very like it feels like that's the direction they're going.
Which I'd be totally fine with personal.
Yeah, but they're also they're doing
it adds a little something else to the short. It adds a little more to it.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna get more of that because they kind of do like the shorts every year. So I kind of think we might see more of this and more concrete confirmation maybe in the future. Right now it's like kind of implied, we can infer that, but not for certain.
It's kind of amusing in hindsight that Gigan Rex is bright red because there's another tokusatsu veteran which has done exactly the same thing, albeit in official media, King Joe with King Joe Scarlet in the Ultra Galaxy series. Again, both are meant to be like regal versions of the original, so yeah, red is royal, I guess.
Yeah, and I see the things being that Miki Saigusa voicing the beginning bit. That's
what seals it for me.
That's what really seals it. I don't know if anyone's official, but I see people saying it's just canon. I don't know if anyone's officially said that though.
Yeah,
it's clear that's what they're going for, but it's meant as more as like hey, if you notice it, it could be.
Yeah,
you know?
like I don't think anyone's officially said it's canon. My voice sounds like I'm sad.
That is so mean.
Does it?
Really?
I don't think so.
Really?
I
I love how we're getting loads of people saying Godzilla is approaching the generator is losing power in chat right now.
I mean, yeah, that's what this game is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Godzilla destroy all generators melee.
God. Okay, so
it's less melee and more like awkward swiping.
True.
Hey, Bird Trap is best. That's someone from my TikTok stream, so I got some of them coming over here. But yeah, so the other one I really like, the other Gigan short film, which is the Suitmation, the Tokusatsu one. I feel like the short films might be our only official Toho Tokusatsu for at least a while.
Yeah.
Which
for now I'm satisfied.
I'm fine with the I like the rotting Final War suit they're using.
Yeah, it's in such poor condition.
They can do what essential.
Yeah, I don't think the jaw works anymore.
On the counterpart, though, the new crowdfunded Gigan suit looks brilliant.
I wonder why the biggest film corporation in Japan had to crowdfund a suit, though. But that's none of my business.
Yeah.
Distributor of Pokemon animes, Toho. Yeah, very, very odd. But yeah, it's a good suit. I really love Gigan getting love. Gigan is really fun. Showa Gigan fight. It's weird to see Showa Gigan fighting Final Wars Godzilla. Every time they use the Final Wars suit, I'm just putting it in the Final Wars timeline in my brain. That's not like official in any way, but it's like that's sure what's in my brain. They fixed the jaw. I hope it's just not them puppeteering it off screen.
I hope they didn't fix it like they fixed Gorosaurus's jaw in like Go Godman, where it's literally like looking like it's about to fall off.
God. Are you guys ever gonna do any of the video on the kaiju from the Netflix Godzilla anime? Maybe. Didn't a second season get confirmed though? We gotta wait.
I don't know.
And plus we have the
I think they're kind of waiting to see if anything happens on that.
Stumble Squid sounds like he's depressed for real. What?
What?
I feel very upbeat. What?
What did they mean by this?
Yeah, I'm very confused. Okay, so after that, the final biggest bit of news that I have in my checklist is the EVA Battle Line crossover.
Yes.
Which I think is our fourth major crossover with EVA?
Major, including, like...
spin-off material. Like, things like the games, statues, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gambling machines.
Oh, God, that makes me angry. That makes me angry.
Has Humble Squid ever done a Kaiju video before? Yeah, I voiced in the Kong profile and the Charles Barkley profile.
Charles Barkley, my favorite.
Yeah. It does seem like we're kind of leading towards a climax with the crossovers. Makes you wonder where it's headed next, because we're almost getting to everything but like an actual film.
Yeah, it really feels like they're boiling the frog to me. That they're like, these two need to look normal next to each other.
Yeah.
That it needs to not look wacky, it needs to look serious.
Just gently turn the dial up until there's no more that can be done, and it has to go to that next step.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll ever do a movie. Ava's already kind of done with movies for now.
No franchise is dead under capitalism.
Well, that too, but in a perfect world, they're done with it. Maybe we'll get a short. I would like a short. Make it like the length of a TV show episode.
Yeah, I reckon we could see that happen.
Try to force it into the Ava timeline.
Yeah. Make Godzilla an angel.
Yeah.
Make it GMK Godzilla and make him an angel.
Hayden Shapiro says, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Skeleturtle, spelt with an E, first appeared in the show of Godzilla vs. Mothra. Yes, and as far as I'm aware, that's his only appearance, with the exception of Ruler's Verse.
Yeah, I was about to say. Another few Canadian bucks thought on MST3K's new Gamera. Oh, yeah, they did new ones. I haven't watched the new seasons of MST3K.
Check those out.
I haven't seen mine. Kind of forgot they were doing it.
Yeah, I forgot that.
I saw the first couple of the new seasons they did, but I haven't seen the new one. I think it's on a different streaming service.
Yeah, like I was debating when they riffed Reptilicus, because I love Reptilicus, but I was like, if they say something like too dismissive of it, I'm like, it's gonna ruin my mood. So I was like, nah.
I will say I'm not huge on the new seasons, but I do think Cry Wilderness is a new classic. That is a quality film. Like, Bigfoot is like a... Bigfoot... There's this kid who meets Bigfoot, and Bigfoot is like a mystical figure. Like, he tries to save a kid from danger. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Bad movies are the best movies. Everyone should watch bad movies more often.
Exclusively.
Yeah, like, it's what Alan Moore said. Alan Moore said, I forget if it's a recent interview, but he said, like, you learn more about writing from reading bad comics than good comics. And, like, I think that goes for movies, too. You learn more about film by watching bad movies.
I still think it's kind of funny seeing Space Godzilla with actual, like, arms that are, like, able to move freely.
Give him the little T-Rex arms. Are you going to narrate more kaiju profiles in the future? I hope. If there's ever ones where it's like... Because I know the way it kind of works is that a lot of the time it's kind of like the profile ends up as someone's, like, baby, and then they voice it. Like, I wrote the Charles Barkley profile, like, in a week, I think.
Yeah. Likewise, I helped out a lot with the Baragon and Frankenstein profiles. I also wrote a great portion of the Mechagodzilla, the MonsterVerse Mechagodzilla profile, and narrated those too. So, yeah,
I know.
kind of have our children that we lovingly nurture and then narrate.
Yeah, and Zilla, my fave, has already been taken from me, and Zilla's never going to appear in anything else again. So there's no reason to make a new one. Why am I... They're just calling me different adjectives now that I'm perplexed now.
You are so depressed, dude. You don't even know.
Donate and fulfill my prescription. Don't do that. Yeah, I mean, I can't think. I know I was debating like putting out a draft. The Baby? Is that rapper and artist?
Rapper and artist, The Baby?
God, I love that.
I love that channel.
Yeah, I love it too. But I know for Halloween, I was like, when it got like 2 weeks to Halloween, I'm like, can I put together a Wolfman profile really fast? But that movie isn't finished, so it's like we would have to probably redo it at some random point anyway, so it's not worth it. Kaiju profiles on... I know we're like working through Toho profiles right now. Like we're going through it because someone's asking about other kaiju. I think I've said to Titano a couple times that if that you do a Yangiri profile, I need to narrate it because I love Yangiri.
Yes.
I'd definitely be up for a Gilala kaiju profile as well, mainly because it means we'd be able to cover the Ladders commercial from a few years ago, which is great.
God.
Like how this one insurance firm based in, I think, South Africa actually managed to get the an agreement with Nikatsu to use the suit and actually film it in action. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but then we have to watch the second movie also.
Oh god! With none other than Beat Takeshi as Takemajin.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be something. Got junior profile update. Again, it's implied right now. I kind of want to, but like they haven't officially said it, but it's super implied. Yeah. And plus, they're doing these short films like every year, so we might get a continuation of this continuity. So I think we might wait until there's a year break between the short films. So
like after Titanosaurus.
Oh god.
I'm not even going to respond to that one chat member because that's completely irrelevant.
Can I do a Sonic profile? I've had videos on Soniczilla from Archie. Just watch my TikToks.
I learned that exists.
Oh yeah, Sonic goes to an alternate universe where Eggman's a good guy, and but all the Mobians got irradiated by a nuclear test. So Sonic is a kaiju, Bunny is a kaiju, Sally's a kaiju. They draw her boobs inexplicably huge. Don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, they give all of them kaiju proportions, but our Sonic ends up there, and Eggman builds him a mech to fight them.
Dark Figure Picture says, I got one question. What are the kaiju costumes made of? Latex, polyurethane, and fabric, predominantly. Bits of metal in there too.
Hey Bizarnage, thank you for dropping by. Does Wikizilla have a TikTok account? No, but you know what's really funny? There's a TikTok account called Wikizilla that just scrolls through the articles on the website.
Great.
I was like, maybe there is one and we just neglected because we neglected our Twitter for a long time. No, that's not a video that would ever be made. There is a Mecha Sonic that is based on Mecha Godzilla. He's Silver Sonic 2 is his name. He shows up in the comics and in the glass tube in Sonic Adventure. But never again. But he has like the first show of Mecha Godzilla's chest plate and stuff.
What is the best artist in the series?
I
like Shinji Nishikawa.
Yeah. I think Matt Frank's art played a pivotal role in me getting into Kaiju. Back when he was doing his Godzilla Neo series, I think that played a pivotal role in me getting obsessed with Godzilla.
Oh, totally.
And I said that to him at a convention, and he's like, "Whoa, that's a throwback." Like, I don't think anyone says that to him. Shin Godzilla has already made a return in a gambling game.
He's been in a ride, he's been in another ride, he's been in another ride, he's been in a gambling game, he's been in another gambling game, he's been in several crossovers and spin-offs. He's not leaving.
Yeah.
He's here to stay.
It's like, supposedly, this is... I don't know if we confirmed this or not yet, but the CR Godzilla Pachinko games, apparently the footage was done by Subaraya Productions or something.
Is that the one with the Godzilla 2000 suit is the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which I guess I can see it has got that sort of mid 2000s super aesthetic about it.
It's
the way the explosions like shake and stuff.
It's not filmed at a slow frame rate. It's not filmed at a fast frame rate, so it's
I think it's filmed on Ultra Max's like sets as well.
Yeah,
with spaghetti.
Yeah, that would explain it.
With spaghetti.
Oh, please, yes.
I hope so.
Let it be somewhere in one of those shots. I have to find it.
When does the Shin Godzilla zipline take place in the universe? When does that take place?
See, that takes place in the hypothetical continuity where he attains godhood and he escapes into our world, but he gets turned into a zipline.
He Mickey Mouses himself.
Big Owl says, fun fact, tumors can grow teeth and eyes. Yes, teratomas, they're horrifying things, but fascinating things
in
too.
real life, or?
In real life,
In real life, yeah. Teratomas,
yeah.
they're like massive stem cells that will turn into
scary.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
Yeah, so I kind of view like the deleted scenes from Shin where the massive flesh that gets shot off has like teeth and eyes growing in it. I'm like, that was very much like that Godzilla was like a cancer. That's how I viewed that.
I get it ties in nicely to the idea that like any part of his body can regenerate into a whole new like organism. But yeah, I think they were definitely going for like teratomas, which interestingly aren't malignant most of the time. They aren't malignant.
They're
so
just
not
a friend that the body grows when it's lonely.
Can we move on from
the
tumors?
irony is, though, the immune system tries
Can
to
we
get
please
rid of
move
it,
on
and
from
it starts
tumors?
attacking.
Potatoes do that too. They also start to grow a friend if they get lonely.
Yeah. Lots of plants do that too. They like you get strawberries that grow those special stems that then grow into separate plants, which is something that maybe I think is what Godzilla Phileas was based on, the idea that plants can just randomly reproduce versions without needing to find another of their kind.
Yeah.
At Zagorujan, is there advice for making a Anguirus costume? Find, those sandbox turtles? Get the shell of one of those and put spikes on it.
John Velasquez says, is it true that the Godzilla fanbase can't agree on anything?
That's very...
Oh my god.
Never.
It's so true,
never.
bestie. So true, bestie.
Okay,
it's also a matter of, everyone has opinions, and,
Golden, I think they're mixing us up. I think they're mixing us up. Because they said that I said, can we move on from tumors? They're mixing us up!
Oh. I'm golden, he's squid.
Yeah. It's gonna be very weird when we do our collab video, then.
Oh, that's gonna be amusing.
Because we're apparently just the same.
Yeah, you both sound depressed. Fair.
What?
I like how there was one guy earlier who said that whenever I say Cooper, I sound like I'm saying Cooper. No?
Yes, I did a video on Xena from Lost World. It's because y'all were so thirsty in last night's stream. I wanted to spotlight y'all's terrible behavior.
We have a chat here from Japan saying, in Japan, new toys of Varan and Godzilla 1984 are sold, and excitement. Yes, indeed, and we're all just as excited over here, I would say. It's pretty
Varan
cool.
looks like a naked mole rat.
Figures.
We all know Wikizilla is one guy doing a bunch of different impressions.
So true, bestie.
You guys are clones, wake up.
It's all an illusion.
Hello, Dreadbear.
Xena Warrior Princess Kaiju Pro. Oh, it's the boy!
Hello, boy.
Oh my god, it's him.
God.
It's Gregory.
In the flesh.
Monster Hunter X Godzilla crossover, is that a thing? Or are you just saying that if they did it, will it be sick?
It would be sick. It genuinely would be sick.
Oh my god, Gregory, it's been so long. How have you been?
They're putting in
Come on,
Gears and Tekken.
give me a hug. Give me a hug. Ow, why'd you do that? Okay, fine. Be that way.
God. Gregoryzilla.
Ah, Cousin Greg, glad to see you again.
Just seeing this gameplay makes me sad that there's no current Godzilla console games. I mean, we're getting a tie-in on Gigabash, and Gigabash is super fun. So I will accept that.
We did the beta release. We should probably actually go back to it now that it's out in full, but that'll happen at some point. It's great fun. I highly recommend it for those who haven't tried it yet.
We need to play the kaiju game that's like Castle Crashers. What's that one called?
The Dawn of the Monsters.
Yeah, Dawn of the Monsters.
Yeah, that's another one.
When are you guys going to fuse like you did, like you said you were going to do on the Roblox stream? Y'all got any Potara earrings?
Y'all got good memories. I have returned in the words of Master Quagmire.
Why the Family Guy reference?
Peter! Peter! That scream was crazy.
It's surprisingly good voice acting from like this late into the series.
Yeah.
It was a cry for help.
Oh, did
They
you
put
see?
it all? They put it
can
all
still be
into
done.
a scream.
Did you see the? Are y'all watching the Chucky series?
Nah.
I
Okay.
need to.
So at the end of Seed of Chucky, Tiffany takes over Jennifer Tilly's body.
Okay.
But Jennifer Tilly is now in the Tiffany doll, and so there was a line in the newest episode that was like I do everything for you. I voice Bonnie in Family Guy. I answer all my own fan mail.
I love how the whole chat is now unified with the Family Guy references.
It's all Family
Is
Guy
Godzilla a
references.
girl or a boy?
Yes.
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 As
Moving on.
Do not say Family Guy lore in front of me. I don't want to know that.
I will be right back.
Shin Godzilla is evil? Maybe. We don't know. I don't know what's in his soul.
Oh my god. Hello, pornography bots. I see you've been caught by the chat. You remind me of that one that came in saying you wanted to remove your skin. Oh, hello, you're back again.
That was the best bot. That was the best bot we ever had in chat, where they popped in and they said, like, you want to remove your skin.
Yeah. It was great. It's kind of hilarious because, like, the broken English literally implied they wanted to flay themselves alive, and apparently that was really, like, sexy.
God. It was Clive
This is
Barker.
Nothing sexier
This
than
is a
removing
long
this-
cutscene. Just gotta say. Also, hi, Polly. How did you get in here?
Welcome.
Lucky there's a family Gigan.
Yeah! We did it. We came full circle.
Absolutely
He said Pete
incredible.
Griffin is Shin Godzilla's 8th form.
God.
Just for that, we're gonna do a Gigan run.
Yeah. Hey, Lois. Remember that time?
This is worse than the time I was like mind controlled by cassette tapes.
I'm currently being controlled by cassette tapes. That's the bit. Okay, moving on.
So I don't play Roblox. It's funny, we did the Roblox stream, and I was just like streaming it from like the Discord capture on my end, but I was like, what? I like didn't understand. I should probably get Roblox because I know people want me to play the Sonic game on stream. So that's
Damn, Gigan is weak.
That's weird. It's weird to think about because I never like consider it out loud. Why is there an official Sonic game on Roblox?
See, I think what happened was these fans were making a game, and Sega was like, "Yo, you want to make this? You want to make this real?"
That's probably it.
That is what tends to happen on Roblox. Someone like makes a game and then a brand just comes along and says, "Hey, we sponsor this, and we'll make it like official for like a month or something."
Can we make a Hooking Anchors t-shirt? Because chat loves it.
Oh, that'd be kind of great.
I would love it.
As long as it's not copyrighted, maybe. I don't think it is. It's not. Why would they trademark that?
I mean, yeah, it's like what like the because like they presumably they couldn't actually trademark it because like hook, anchor, you know, they're generic words.
What is this donate? Thank you for the $2, Varadaki. The One Piece question thoughts on the next Godzilla movie.
We have to find the Twitch girls and ask them what their opinion is.
Look, there will only be thoughts in the next Goji movie if Full Moon co-produces it.
Speed.
God. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Sounds fun. Even though from the little we know, it's like sounds like it'll be a good time. I wonder if it's going to be genuinely upsetting like Shin is.
It's going to be interesting. I reckon there is going to be quite a lot of political discourse, and you know,
it's going to be awful. The discourse, I mean.
Yeah, it's going. I reckon it's going to be one that will require you to pay quite a bit of attention to sort of the like human side of things, considering the setting it's going to be in, supposedly.
One Piece is the best anime. I just started watching it. It's solid. I don't watch a lot of anime, weirdly. But yeah, it's solid. I like it a lot.
Okay, I'll do more of this move, Jesus.
Online discourse around it seems intolerable, though, so I'm probably never going to make content about it because I don't feel like dealing with it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
One Piece is overrated. I mean, that depends on your opinion. It's like that's overrated, underrated, are all subjective.
That's why the discourse is intolerable.
Yeah, that and just like people fundamentally misunderstanding characters. It's like it's not worth it. It's not worth.
My reservations for this new one from the guy directing it is he's the guy that directed the live-action space battleship Yamato, and that's got written all over it. We shall see.
We shall see.
Didn't he also direct the new Lupin movie though?
Well, I mean that new Lupin movie is just like a Lupin yearly, but 3D.
That's fair. And plus,
I will say, from what I did research about him, he did this movie It was about a Japanese fighter pilot, and Hayao Miyazaki really didn't like it.
What, the Wind Rises? Wasn't that what it was called or something?
No, that's something Hayao Miyazaki made. We're talking about
Hayao Miyazaki also wrote a manga about German tank drivers anthropomorphized as like animals or whatever. and like shook hands with a Nazi tank driver. So yeah, he's a little weird.
Of course.
No one's normal.
No.
Everyone's bad.
They're all kind of weirdos.
The normalist one is the one who made the jerk-off anime.
I'm interested mainly because this is allegedly supposed to be a period piece. I mean, the guy's also directed those Godzilla bits in the Always film, so I'm very interested how like stylistically this one is going to turn out.
Yeah.
Someone said Zootopia World War II.
Come on, man.
No.
Well,
Come on, man.
Zootopia abortion comic.
Come on, man.
Like I raise you Zootopia World War II, and I give you Club Penguin Vietnam War.
Oh, I love that video. That video is so good. Zilla needs a Movie Monster 6-inch release. Yeah.
You know, who else needs a 6-inch release?
I swear to God, Paul.
This is a PG stream. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, no, everyone's about the comic. I love that comic continued and like it ended with like Judy Hopps getting JFK.
Darth Lord 1997 wants to tells me, please inform the audience that World War II happened in the Cars universe.
It did, and it's all Sonic's fault.
Yeah, because there are actual like World War II fighters in the Planes universe, which is meant to be in the Cars universe. That just sums it up.
Yeah, there was the clip of like the old plane like reminiscing about his whole squad going down, and the plane that it's like all their fault they went down is voiced by Roger Craig Smith, who's Sonic, and he's doing the Sonic voice.
So that means that Cars, Roffen Oppenheimer.
Oh my God!
Hello, pornography bot. Please don't tell me to remove my skin again. New AI dating. Goodbye.
To remove my skin, it's telling you to do what Ichinose does at the end of Terror of Mechagodzilla to what's his face?
Space Monkey.
Well, you know what? I kind of like this face.
That's great.
It's kind of going off the rails.
If Godzilla had a car, what would it be? Says John Velasquez.
It's like people say the discrepancies between the aliens and versus Mechagodzilla and Terror Mechagodzilla doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And no, I think like the black hole aliens are like a coalition of different aliens from the same system. Like you have the Amagi branch that's got the weird Mysterians-esque ones, and then you got the Okinawa branch with the ape men.
I like that. That's a nice way of portraying it.
No, it's the only thing that makes sense. Like the insignias are all different. I think like Koronima and Mughal just use the same bodysuit.
It makes sense that if a civilization that would be able to colonize a black hole would, in theory, be able to colonize other planets in the system.
I want to watch the Subaraya Planet of the Apes show.
I don't know, maybe like Discotech or whoever will get desperate enough to release that. I don't know.
That would be fun.
That's like exclusively for people who watch MSG3K.
The full Japanese version of like all the episodes with no subs is on archive.org. The best website on the internet.
Yeah, because of course it is.
Is my mic glitching right now? People are saying apparently it's glitching.
I don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not getting any frame drops on my end. There's less
All right.
than 1%. So I'm not getting anything. What is my opinion on Janemba? I think he's a cool villain. I don't think they gave him a character, because I'm also certain that movie was supposed to be Broly 4. And then when Bio Broly sold terribly, they were like, oh, let's change the villain and keep the setting. Because Bio Broly super ends with Goku being like, I have to go to hell and fight Broly? And then that never happens, and then the third movie he's fighting in hell.
And weirdly enough, Broly is the only movie antagonist who isn't shown escaping from hell either.
Yeah.
Like,
but now we have a different Broly, a cooler Broly, and he's not voiced by shit Mignana anymore.
yeah.
I have to go to the home for infinite losers to fight Broly.
GVK2 idea, monkey with a gun, and I'm assuming you mean Hit Monkey and Deadpool show up. Ryan Reynolds in every movie forever. Just like no reason. He just says something sassy and leaves. He makes a Marvel joke.
That just happened.
I
Pretty
think
crazy.
the greatest sin of the PS4, PS5 Godzilla game is that they didn't bring back Giant Serizawa.
Oh my god.
For real. For
Yes.
real.
I do often call
And-
this Dreamcast Godzilla 3, so they should have.
They really should have, and they should have brought in Giant Steve Martin from Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
Big Owl says Kong is hominid, not monkey. Well, technically, all apes are monkeys, but not all monkeys are apes. So, yeah.
Just called them all monkeys to make people mad. That's funny.
How's Tentacle Teapot? Daphne's doing fine.
Squid, what is your opinion on racist lizard, also known as Frieza?
It's weird they're trying to keep making him Goku's friend. It's
Yeah.
weird they keep being like, well, they gotta
Yeah,
team
like-
up. It's like, no, they don't.
They really don't need to, especially considering what's happened in the past. Like, are we
Yeah.
really just going to ignore that this guy's like a genocidal maniac
Like,
that's responsible for the main conflict?
Vegeta's redemption arc makes sense because Bulma can just do that to people.
Yeah.
But Frieza, no.
Well, it's Dragon Ball. Genocide doesn't really have any consequences.
Yeah, I guess. I kind of do hope they
If
bring in
everyone
Cooler,
dies,
though.
oh well, they're still around.
Yeah, because the Broly movie ended with him being like, well, I need a partner myself. So I'm like, bring Cooler in. I want them to canonize Cooler. I like Cooler a lot.
Like, Cooler is the cooler Frieza, so come on.
I like that his final form looks like the Predator, like with the mask.
Plus, it's like, it's edgy for the sake of it, but adding that cool, like, visor effect on, like, the fourth form enhanced, it's cool. It's cool in a stupid way. Let's just canonize it. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Would those Peter Jackson Son of Kong movies worked if they weren't April Fool's jokes? They would clash tonally with the first one, but as someone who loves wild things that clash tonally with the first movie, yeah, I would have probably enjoyed them.
This user from Japan here says Megalon's suit may be unveiled at the next Godzilla Festival 2023. I hope so. That could be quite a cool, like, thing if they keep bringing in new suits for the old monsters with each anniversary.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that as an idea.
I like both the
Yeah.
idea of them recreating the Showa suit, but I also like the idea of them maybe giving him a new design. I think a modern design would be
the
fun.
thing about Megalon is that Megalon has never been touched by the devilish hand of like a Toho redesign for future film or television. Like, you should just bring back Megalon,
Yeah.
like
think
the
that-
mental
I think
image
we're,
of that stock photo of Megalon.
It's like, I think we're finally, like, kind of leaving the edgy sort of mid-2000s, early 2010s redesign behind.
Like
Yeah.
Gaian 04 just screams that, and it's really funny.
Yeah.
I also don't think Final Hedera has a lot of like the elegance of the original But yeah, just bring back Megalon, because Megalon has always been Megalon that.
Aside from that one time they made him green.
Yeah.
I like when he's green. Opinion on the new Mario movie. It looks fun. I want to hear more of Pratt's voice acting before I make a judgment, because I don't like what I've heard so far, but it's like,
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Like, some people say they can hear the accent. I'm like, I don't really, but I'll wait till I hear full sentences.
Two paleontologists says, Seatopia, here we come. Megalon Chris Pratt.
You paint him green and put a beetle horn on his head. Trendmasters, all the Trendmasters designs are great. I don't care what anyone says. I love them.
Well, all the Trendmasters designs are all of them after a year on T.
Hue replacement therapy.
Yeah.
Best
yeah,
JS
like Trendmasters Veron is like canonically transmask.
Best JSDF weapon. I mean, the most iconic one's the Mazer. Like,
I mean, one I have, which is kind of an underrated one, are the Astol MB-93s, just because they're helicopters. They're meant to be helicopters, but they're planes, and they,
Megalon.
It's quite clear that when you look at them, that they're basically modified like Apaches. But why they call them helicopters, even though they have conventional like jet engines, I don't know.
Would you guys like Zilla to be a main villain in a new Godzilla film? I want Zilla in anything.
Yes.
I'm desperate.
This is what Toho needs to do for all future entries. They need to do what Shin Godzilla did and just bring back the laser beam sound from Godzilla versus Mothra. Just like no questions asked. Just like all new Godzilla movies are going to use that sound effect for Godzilla's heat ray.
Crunchy sounds and all.
Cursed sound effect.
$5. Veridaki says, I'm going to make people mad, but how is Godzilla versus Megaguirus bad? I don't see how it's bad. Also, at Squid, you're hilarious. Thank you. I think it's silly. I think it's a fun little movie.
Godzilla versus Megaguirus is bad because basically all of the elements in it are done better in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. It's like Wataru Mimura and Co. Or like they just got like all the right balance of elements for against. I'm like you see, my problem with versus Megaguirus is that it spends too much time setting up the alternate setting instead of just flinging the audience into that world like Godzilla 2000 does. The audience learns as the story unfolds instead of yada yada yada. Godzilla attacked in 1954. This version of reality is a little bit different. No, they could have just dropped the audience into this world and like given them little clues about shit that's different. But like,
yeah. And it also feels like pacing wise, that movie just happens.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes is just setting up the setting and like giving Kiriko her very flimsy motivation for vengeance against Godzilla. It's like you really got nothing else going on.
Yeah. The most fun I have out of that movie is just headcanoning that the Godzilla that gets sucked into the black hole is Space Godzilla. That he just gets. That's the most fun I have with that movie.
Sorry for missing your comment, Roku. Who do you think is stronger, Godzilla Earth versus 300-meter tall Kiryu? In my opinion, considering that the anime trilogy basically sets up Earth to be this completely unbeatable being, it's going to be Earth.
What about Godzilla Earth versus 500 SpongeBobs?
I
was going to say 1,000.
I think Kiryu would win because skeleton.
Yeah.
Can't argue.
Skeletons are cool. You can't deny skeletons are cool.
Kiryu gives Earth a dad talk. Go to your room.
And then we're saved at last, and we can all go back to living our normal lives as humans, and we didn't need to go and completely get rid of the whole reason why the plot of the trilogy happened. Seriously, just such a dumb ending in the third film.
I couldn't get past. I watched the first one and I was like, well, it's bad, but maybe it gets better. I started watching the second one. I'm like, I can't finish it.
I just think that third film is so funny because the character that's named after Godzilla's suit actor knocks up one of the Shobijin. So funny.
I still think Anime Ghidorah is a prime example of an excellent concept done horribly wrong. I'll explain in a sec.
Also, like, there's nothing like about the anime trilogy that's. There are some interesting ideas, but it's all wrapped up in like a bunch of very typical like anime cliches. Like, of course, like the white-haired pretty boy is like this genocidal maniac. Like, it's just stuff like that that like makes it less Godzilla and more like. This could be basically anything.
Yeah.
Like they promised a kaiju fight for the third film, and that fight amounts to having Anime Ghidorah, who, mind you, should be able to completely rip up the laws of physics, gently biting Godzilla and lifting him for 30 minutes, then screaming in terror the moment Godzilla can touch him and promptly dying. That's it. That's all you get.
It's the part from "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" with the "Don't Touch Me."
Yeah. Yeah. And then he dies at the end.
And like, I see where defenders of the Polygon trilogy are coming from, because they are saying like a lot of things that aren't said in a lot of the other films, but just the way it's all done and like coalesced together just makes for a very unsatisfying experience.
I think
there's a reason why there's a lot of pushback against it.
It's like, I think the number one thing that really disappointed me about the final fight is it violates like one of the most basic rules of storytelling, which is show, don't tell. You don't actually get to see any of the stuff happening. It's just Martin describing what's happening with Godzilla while Ghidorah levitates him. That's it. It's like, oh, this is happening to him. His energy's being drained even while he's charging. Yeah, show it. That's all, please. Do something.
God, gotta save that budget.
Yeah.
A man has fallen into the nanometal in Mechagodzilla City.
Quick, start the rescue griffin or whatever. Vulture, yeah.
You mean Mechagodzilla?
Oh, thank you, Godzilla 54. Thank you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do I like Zilla? Zilla is my favorite kaiju, especially Junior. Zilla Junior is just so prime. I love their dumb square-shaped heads. Like I once, when I was a child, I drove to DC to buy Zilla figures from the '98 movie run from the head of the World Wildlife Foundation because he put them on Craigslist. It was weird.
Oh, nice.
It was very funny. Like, he was like trying to teach his son the value of money. He's like, I want to buy an Xbox. Like, well, you gotta sell your toys, which is like, all right, you could have had him do chores, but selling things, I guess. But yeah, it was super weird. But it's a neat story to tell. Admit it, you didn't come to stream this game. Yeah, this is background where we were talking about news.
You gotta keep yourself preoccupied with topics, otherwise you'll have to focus on the video game.
I forgot the music stopped playing. Everyone check out Queer Kaiju stuff. KWEER Kaiju. Their music is really good. Humble Squid, you are perplexed and depressed and have amnesia. Who are you?
Your psyche.
I am the PS5 inside your brain.
Jancy says, who would win, every character from Arthur or the Baby Zillas?
Have you seen Arthur's punch? You know, it just floors him.
He could Megaton punch. I'm sure he'd be fine.
What is your favorite sport? Are we talking about like regular sport or like sports entertainment? Because I'm huge into wrestling. Like for sports entertainment, actual sport, it's like anything I can physically be there for. Like, because I can't vibe with sports on TV, but take me to any live sports event, I'm into it. Oh, Matt Frank was apparently in chat. I did not notice. That's neat.
That's very neat.
What do you think?
Oh, hello, another pornography thing. Free vert girls chat. Not virtual, but vert.
They're
okay.
vertical.
Vertical girls.
If Kong was...
Hey guys, it's me, Demon Lords of Access. I'm banning all the porn from chat.
How? Thank you for the $5, Veridaki. If Kong was the same size, 2005 Kong versus Zilla, my vote is on Zilla. Also, mayonnaise, a Mega Gear is no Patrick. Mayonnaise. I don't get the last point.
I don't get that. I don't get that.
So I know, like, people have mixed opinions on Toho Kingdom. I'm fine with them. I wrote an entry for Kaiju War Chronicles, which was Mechanicong versus Cyberzilla.
Yeah, I think Toho Kingdom is great. Honestly, they have helped us out a lot in the past. On like our own articles, like finding information. For one, they actually managed, like, I personally can credit them with really motivating me to actually pick up a copy of the Kodansha King of the Monsters manga to actually see stuff like King Godzilla and Machine G in action. So yeah, I can't fault them.
What's your opinion on Super Saiyan 4 Goku? I don't really have an opinion on Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is cool. I think it works for Vegeta very well.
I mean, I like the idea it's like a mastered great ape form, like the ultimate sort of mastered version of it. That's kind of neat.
Why you pause it? If Horseradish is also not a kaiju. What do I think of Godzilla vs. Kong? I think the fight choreography is fun. I think the writing needs to be fixed on kind of a fundamental level.
Yeah, the writing is definitely very weak.
Yeah.
It's just like the biggest the appeal of that movie is Godzilla vs. Kong All Clips 4K Fight HD. That's the appeal of that movie.
And like they
that,
are fun clips.
I don't want. It's a fun fight at the end, but like I don't want to watch the movie again.
Yeah.
It's like the writing, the whole setup with like Team Kong versus Team Godzilla. It's okay, but like you can tell more attention was paid to the Team Kong side of things because at least they play kind of an active role in the story through the majority of the film. Team Godzilla are kind of just more or less along for the ride for most of the film until like the very end.
They're there to be really annoying. They're there because we need a perspective on Mechagodzilla, like what,
which means
or whatever the
that's kind of cool.
Is called. I mean, frickin'. It's just like it's so obviously like thrown together. We need this because we want to get to the fight at the end, and that's so lame.
Yeah,
it feels like the only reason Team Godzilla is there was to acknowledge like continuity connections to the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so like you don't really need them there because you know them already. But like, so they don't spend any time with them. But you can't bring back any of the characters from Skull Island because that movie is set in like the 70s. So
again, why didn't they show how Monarch fucked the island up? Because there's a throwaway line that implies that they did something that made this happen.
You gotta read the comics and then contradict the movie. And then you just kind of hope for the best.
Isn't the MonsterVerse the best?
Like, I'm all for wacky continuity. I cover Sonic content. Y'all know this. But they can't, like, that's trouble over a long period of time. This is trouble around marketing for one movie.
Lord Kaiju X says a single Muto would have used an EMP to beat Mechagodzilla. Their movie over. I don't think it would be that easy, to be honest.
He's being controlled by
think
Ghidorah at that point, right?
Yeah, he's almost certainly EMP proof. Like he's got Faraday cages inside, like the nanometal skeleton or whatever it's called.
It's also a matter of like a movie needs to happen, and that wouldn't be a very fun movie.
Yeah. Granted, it would be kind of funny if Barb did really just show up out of nowhere and just like sweep.
Hey guys, you missed me.
I've come from New Jersey. I'm good. Yes.
It's so funny that, like, Skull Island has the best human cast, and it's just characters they can never use again. Unless they start doing, like, a bunch of movies set in between Skull Island and 2014, which I doubt. Like, they're gonna continue forward.
I like the suggestion, put John C. Reilly in, like, a freeze chamber.
Yes.
And, like, bring him back to modern day.
Yeah, like, that whole cast of Skull Island, even the side character, it's so unbelievably solid because it's cast as an ensemble film. They're just all so solid.
Yeah, I really liked Skull Island. Just the way it was, the way it was written, the way it was like the story is laid out. That's a great way of doing it. I don't understand why they just didn't try and model the plot like the way other films are arranged on what they did there. It just kind of worked.
Like, it's so wild because Skull Island is just like the best MonsterVerse movie.
Definitely, without
I still like the first one a lot.
Yeah,
I like what Gareth Edwards was doing with that.
Yeah, it's just a shame that like getting like a good copy of a home release is very difficult.
Yeah, the worst problem with the movie is how it's presented now. So let's just make things in diorama mode.
Yeah.
This little feature.
Bring back Walter Wright, Ellen Ripley style. Okay, so after 2014 came out, there were fan art images of Mecha Bryan Cranston that looked like Jet Jaguar. And I was so unironically vibing with that. I'm like, that's insane, but that's what I want.
Oh, it's a shame that now we have like OK Buddy chicanery on Reddit that people haven't rediscovered those yet. I reckon they'd have a field day with it.
Reptilicus. Give me Reptilicus 2, or at least release the pilot footage, the pitch footage, because they pitched Reptilicus 2, there's images of it online, but I think it was like one of the filmmakers passed, and then it was like they weren't gonna move forward with it. Just show me the pitch footage. Jump.
Planet X gravity on Earth.
What do I think of the Pacific Rim duology? What second one?
Second one is disappointing. The first one is great.
What, a Pacific Rim sequel? Haven't heard of that. Only seen the Black.
Yeah. I think Ren Serizawa is a wasted character. Like, Ren Serizawa is such like a cool idea that it's like generationally he has a problem with Godzilla, that like he has the opposite stance of his father, and like that should have been the protagonist of the movie. There's an arc there.
He appears in like 3 scenes and then he dies. That's it. Such a waste.
You've never seen Pacific Rim Uprising? Don't.
Thing?
I saw Pacific Rim Uprising on my anniversary, and I'm so glad our relationship survived that. It wasn't my choice to go; it was his, but still.
Like, do yourself a favor. Anyone who hasn't seen it yet, just don't. Seriously.
Zilla is overrated. Don't fight me. How is Zilla overrated? Everyone hates Zilla.
Everyone hates him.
And I mean, I guess if you really hate him, you could consider me liking him makes him overrated. Which is fine. Fun fact, there was a Jet Jaguar movie that got cancelled. I wish it didn't.
That is not true.
That was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
We talk about it in our Jet Jaguar video.
take your screenshots. Hang on.
Golden, this is a question from chat from Mandamar. Now that you did all of your Halloween videos for this year, what's next for your channel? Do we want to talk about the video we're doing? Or do we want to keep that, like, what it is a surprise?
Well, was this a question for me? Or
yeah, it was for you. What are you doing next?
Spoiler. My voice is all messed up. Hang on. Give me a sec. Okay, so the next video I have planned is actually a review of the Manos the Hands of Fate video game and how it compares to the film.
It's amazing.
It exists. You can buy it for $1.99.
That's amazing. Like
That's a
It was
steal.
made by the people who made the AVGN game.
I'd buy that one for $1.99.
there's also there's a Pumpkinhead video game that's based off of one of the direct-to-video movies sequels.
Oh no.
Harry Henry says, apparently Zilla is popular in Eastern European countries where the original Godzilla films weren't seen.
Move my ass there.
Yeah, I actually want to know, how many countries is that, though? Because I'm pretty sure the majority of the Showa-era films did actually show in Eastern Europe, because there's that awesome Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla poster from Poland, for example.
Cloverfield's underrated because, like, that first movie's great, and 10 Cloverfield Lane, which he's not in, is still also great. Paradox exists. I am excited for the next Cloverfield if it is a proper sequel, because I like that monster a lot.
Cloverfield is red.
Okay, so that's how you add another character, finally. Just trying
Finally
to figure
figured
it
it
out. Unlocking figures is just so tedious.
Who's the best director in
It
the
is.
series? Ishiro Honda? I think that's objective.
Hideaki Anno was pretty good.
Yeah, he's done one.
Yeah.
Let him get like a few more under his belt, unless we're gonna count Shin Ultraman in that.
Well, that's Higuchi.
It is.
We're talking about director, right? Yeah.
I thought
Shin Ultraman is
I thought Higuchi directed
Higuchi.
Sin also.
He co-directed.
Okay. The Paradox
entails,
ending
like,
is the only fire part of Paradox.
And it was just
Tuppy will
reminding
hit
you that
Uprise in
Cloverfield
time.
exists.
I was unironically hyped though when it was like, because I was working at the bar I managed, like during like the Super Bowl, and then it was like after the big game, Cloverfield Paradox, and I was like, what? $2, thank you, Veridaki. Final message, and I shall go. What kaiju for Kaiju Universe? Ooh,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta go fast.
You know what? Let's go Zone Fighter. Why
Oh,
not?
that would be fun.
I know he's not a kaiju, he's a Kyodai hero, but, you know...
Charles
he's
Barkley.
missing- Yes. You know what? Cracked kaiju. Red Moon, Erebus, or Halfin, or, you know, that'd be neat.
And just do the recolored Daigoro images Toho Kingdom was using.
Yeah, those horrible bootlegs as opposed to Hurricane Ryu's artwork.
Scientist invents oxygen destroyer, instantly regrets it. We should rename the 1954 profile that. I hear beeping in the other room. That means a child got kidnapped.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh no.
in a U-Haul truck. What the hell? And if anyone's in San Antonio, be on the lookout for suspicious U-Haul trucks. At Humble Squid, Dragon Ball Abridged opinions. I really like Dragon Ball Abridged.
I think it's great too, yeah.
I think that was.
I am not screaming Kamehameha. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
I was very much like, that was very instrumental for me getting into the series, because my thing is that I start from like the middle when I need to get into something. So I started with Battle of Gods, which I really loved, but then I looked at the series, I'm like, this is so long, and I was like, abridged, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And it's a comedy version, but it helped me want to watch the actual episodes, because it's like, oh, I'm definitely missing stuff, so like I gotta watch the actual episodes. Who's the best suit actor? Which one got tricked into going into North Korea?
Oh, Satsuma?
Yeah,
What's his name?
I still think, though, again, he's the guy who took appendicitis and discovered that anesthetics didn't, like, work on him.
Yeah, that was during the Hedora shoot, allegedly.
He does.
Him being tricked into North Korea to film Pulgasari is, like, my favorite story to tell. It's such a good story.
I have to wonder what the doctors were thinking, though, in 1971 when this guy got rolled through the doors still wearing the Hedora suit.
God.
It's a good story.
Because it took so long to take it off that they just decided, fuck it, you're going with it on.
A similar thing happened.
Satsuma.
Yeah, a similar thing happened on the set of Friday the 13th Part 3, where they accidentally cut off the actor's finger. But like he had a prosthetic axe in his neck, but like they didn't have time. So they rushed him in the hospital, and he like walks in. He's got like the mask and full suit on. He's got the prop axe in his neck, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "No, it's just my finger. Reattach it."
So, how do we feel about wrapping up here?
Yeah, we should probably wrap up. We're at the point where we're looking at giant squirrel monster Varen. Quandale Dingle as Bacon.
Ugh.
The stupidest Godzilla misconception.
That he's not my friend.
Godzilla's everyone's friend until he is.
I mean, to me, that would be like, I don't know, people saying Junior is the same Godzilla that's in Final Wars, even though that doesn't at all line up with the continuity.
Yeah, like I feel like if you're gonna attach Final Wars to any continuity, from like the stock footage at the beginning being so predominantly Showa, I would have gone with that. But like that still doesn't make sense.
Yeah. When he gets frozen, it doesn't. That like solidifies a year.
Yeah.
The AU is that 1954 happens, raids again kinda happens, and then he gets frozen. I didn't say can we move on from tumors, that was golden.
Once again, we got mixed up. But yeah, thanks for coming to the stream, everyone.
Absolutely. This has been quite enjoyable.
And I will be streaming Sonic Frontiers at some point when it comes out.
I will be streaming it when it comes out. Watch my stream instead.
I should be... for those of you guys who do actually watch my channel, RCT3 Crashes 100, I should be making another video at some point on my recent acquisitions for my collection of coins, if that's your thing. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada